Okay, but spiritually, can we just admit that the holidays are a growth portal?
Like, how can I stay spiritually centered when my family asks why I'm still single?
Exactly. I'm Corbin Chase, a professional intuitive and mom of 2 toddlers who's dedicated to living a holistic life.
And I'm Lindsay Fisher, your newly spiritual, curious, in-process mirror working in the corporate world.
Welcome to Okay, but spiritually. Last episode, Lindsay.
We're back for the last time.
So if all of the other episodes were appetizers,
Yeah.
this is the feast.
The main event, the main course.
We are past the daily stress, the holiday chaos, and into the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth that we want to leave you with is you don't get penalized for being human. If anything, being human is part of the contract.
Yes.
So let's walk into 2026 with a new pair of perspective sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
And Lindsay and I are here today to just share raw experiences of how we are exploring our humanness in a spiritual world.
Yes.
So as I've mentioned, Lindsay is one of my clients. Over the years, she's really grown into herself spiritually in such a beautiful way where I'm taught by her as well, which is like one of the biggest blessings of being like a spiritual guide in this way. And what I can always expect from a session with Lindsay now is that I always cry, I always laugh, and I'm always triggered. So I like buckle up in the morning before we have our sessions. And she's really funny. Lindsay, you've learned to navigate life from a spiritual lens.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that you do is so cared for and cradled within like the spiritual sovereignty that you found.
Thank you. Yeah, life is meant to be enjoyed. I think this episode, we want to just talk about the human experiences that we've had. Mm-hmm. And since I've had my spiritual awakening, we'll call it that, mm-hmm. I've been able to see things a lot differently, mm-hmm. but still have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the whole point. One of my very first realizations about spirituality was a couple months after I had gone through a really bad breakup, was living with somebody. We had a dog together. He moved out, took the dog. I was unwell.
Oh, I've been there.
Yes. But it was the catalyst that I needed to stop looking at all the other things that I've been looking to try and figure out my life, understand energy, and really just break it all down so I could rebuild it on my terms better than ever before. But yeah, it was a rough couple years there. Mm-hmm. So him and I had broken up in April, and my family was doing our annual beach trip. And it was going to be a smaller group that year because my brother was having a kid for the first time, which was difficult. Being the older sister, single, no kids, it was kind of like, cool. He's living the life I'm supposed to be leading, but still wanted to be very happy for him. But we're trying to get together all these details about the beach trip, and it's a smaller group, so there's only one house, and I'm talking to my mom about going, and I'm like, okay, well, these people are in this bedroom, and you and Dad are in this bedroom. Where am I going to sleep? And she said, well, you could, bring something to sleep on the floor in our room. Oh. And I was like, yeah, I gotta go. And in my head, all I can think is, I cannot be in my mid-30s single over the 4th of July weekend at the beach, sleeping on the floor in my parents' room. Oh. This is not okay. This is not okay. This cannot be my life. Mm-hmm. But alas, it was. And I could not stop crying. Like, I'm in the middle of work, and it wasn't like a boo-hoo-hoo. It was just like tears coming down, and I had to leave. I eventually was like, I can't sit here and cry at my desk for no reason, apparently, to the other people around me. So I got up and left, and I tried to like go to a coffee shop and like journal and get myself back to good. But I was so angry. I was so mad. And I could tell that my brain and all of the thoughts in my brain were just going crazy, because that was the pattern that I had of how I used my energy. I would think, trying to get to the solution of what was going to make me feel better. And I remember I got back in my car to go back to work, and I just started screaming at God at the top of my lungs. Like, why did you make me like this? Why am I so unhappy? If you gave me this ability, why am I like this? And something just kind of like cracked in me when I screamed all that out. And then the car in front of me, the license plate was like 777. And I saw that and I was like, okay, you heard me. All right, you got me. Something's going to change. I don't feel like I need to cry anymore. So I got all that energy out. And then the next week was supposed to be the beach week. My brother had the baby, or his wife had the baby. And we didn't even end up going to the beach anyway. So that whole situation just took care of itself. And I knew that was like a divine orchestration. Yeah. So I have been through it, figuring out life and all the things.
Gosh. A test.
It was a test. It had to show me, even when you're at your worst, you're not alone. And there's always something more going on that will let this work out. You might not know now, you might not know in this moment, but stuff will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the purpose of a test isn't to humiliate you. It's to reveal you. It's to show you your force of will, your endurance, your loyalty, and that like the good will always have the victory within you.
Yeah.
But the tests show like that you are on the winning side of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You got a story you want to share?
I'm riffing off the license plate thing.
Okay.
This was during COVID. I was still working in corporate America. I had my first daughter and I was pregnant with my second daughter. My marriage was like really struggling, like more than I like could have ever known was possible.
Yeah.
And my husband at the time just like randomly walks into my bedroom because that was my office during COVID. I literally lived in the bedroom. I was on a call with my boss and he was like, my best friend died.
Oh no.
And I told my boss at the time, I said, Ani, I have to go. I just need you to trust me. I have to go. She was like, okay, go. She was amazing. His best friend was the best man in our wedding.
Oh.
We were very close with him.
Yeah.
It was like a freak accident, in his early 30s. And so this is kind of like when my like humanness set aside and my spirituality, like my gifts, like really revved up and I knew exactly what to do.
Wow.
I stood up, pregnant, and I said, we're leaving right now. Let's get in the car. We're going to go for a drive. And so we got in the car. I was driving. And I started coaching him through. I was like, okay, let's remember what we know about death to be true. And we kind of were going through that and we were talking about him. And I was just trying to get ahead of the grief, kind of like set the, kind of like whatever bowl the grief was going to sit in, I was going to make sure it was a strong bowl. And we're driving and the license plate in front of us, first of all, it's on a car. It was a black Audi. And that like, that friend of ours, his like most prized possession was his black car, like his black Audi.
Yeah.
And then there was a saying. He always used to say he was Indian, so it was like this Indian saying. And the license plate was literally that phrase.
Wow.
And I like reached over to my husband at the time and I was like, look,
Yeah.
he's with us.
Yeah.
He's right here.
Very, very clearly.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love when stuff like that happens.
Oh my gosh, right?
Yeah. The universe speaks to you. Spirit speaks to you. God speaks to you. I think that's one of the most beautiful lessons that I've realized is stuff is happening always, all around, at all times. It's just, are we aware of it? Are we interpreting it? Are we appreciating it? Are we looking for it?
They're everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Another time when I was kind of newly figuring out law of attraction. What does it mean to manifest? What does it mean? What does it mean that I'm always putting out a vibration and whether it's high or low determines what comes back to me. And all I have to do is figure out how to get in the vibration of what I want to get it. I was at the grocery store on a Saturday morning. It was in the summertime. And I looked over and this person checking out at the lane next to mine had a basket of peaches. And I looked at that basket and it just grabbed my attention. And I thought, I love peaches. I really love peaches. I have not had peaches in so long, but they make me so happy. They're so delicious. Dang, I love peaches. And that was it. I just kind of put it out there. I love peaches. And I didn't think any other thoughts like, you're not worthy of peaches. How dare you ask for some peaches? You don't deserve them. Just love them. So then later that afternoon, I went to watch my friend play volleyball, and she came over, and there was a container of cut up nectarines that she brought to the game. And I just ate them because I love nectarines too, but I didn't even put it together, right? So then the next morning, I'm walking through my neighborhood to a coffee shop. And I have lived in this neighborhood for years at this point. I've done this walk hundreds of times. I get my coffee, I'm walking back, and there is a tree in a yard kind of close to the street where I am that I've seen so many times. There's fruit on the tree. Something in me said, reach up, grab that thing. And I grabbed that fruit, and it was a peach in my hand. I don't live in a state that has like suburb peach farms. It was just such a crazy thing that I started crying. I was like, oh my gosh, I remember that strong thought, that strong desire, and now there's a peach in my hand. How freaking cool is that?
Just like that.
Yeah. And then the next week, I went on the same walk. All the peaches on that tree had fallen off and were on the ground. And it was like perfect timing. It all just works out. Amazing. Everything is powerful. Your vibration creates your reality just like that.
Yeah. You put it out there. I've been like playing around with this concept recently, just observing my own like spiritual giftedness in like the psychic realm, like exploring a spiritual and holistic lifestyle. Because my guides will like give me information about my life, and I'll be able to see things before they happen. Like the summer I first moved here, I psychically saw Alba getting stung by a bee.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
And then I get a call from who was watching Alba, and they were like, oh my gosh, Alba got stung by a bee. And I was like, oh my God, I knew it. I have a couple other examples of that where I was asking another psychic about like which house I was going to buy and where I was going to live. And she described the house that I bought to a T.
I love that.
Another example is when my guides told me that I was going to be getting goats.
Ooh.
And I like animals. I've had a cat. I've had a dog that I didn't end up being able to keep. But I'm not like a huge living with animals person, but I have been interested in living like this homestead life. And so when my guides told me that we were going to get goats, I was like, haha, goats? Like goats? Are you kidding me?
I
was like,
do
I
that.
don't think so.
Yeah.
And they were like, you'll see. And then little do I know, I soon get invited to one of my daughter's friends' birthday parties at a goat farm.
Oh.
I end up hitting it off with the owner.
Yeah.
I literally fall in love with these goats. Like all the other parents are there chit-chatting. They look cute. I'm in like farm clothes, sitting on a poopy stoop, holding and cuddling these babies, taking selfies with these babies. Like my heart like melts for these babies.
Yeah.
And I come home and tell my partner, I'm like, what do you think about goats? Like, what do you think about goats? Now we have 3 goats in the backyard. My partner built its house and we built its fence like by our own 2 hands.
Amazing. Yeah. So what do you do with that when you get a feeling, you get information that you don't like or that is scary?
Well, this is where spiritual health comes in. I've learned to like trust.
Yeah.
And my relationship with trust has been tested multiple times to get it to the point where I could be like, okay, I surrender to this and I trust that like it's for my highest good. So I might as well just like get on board and like, cause I know that in some way I'm in service. And I always end up enjoying it, even if it sounds as crazy as I'm getting goats.
Yeah.
So
that's tricky for me because I want to be open. I want to be open to receiving all kinds of information. And it's really difficult because you want the truth. Whether the truth is an easy digest truth or more difficult to digest, right? Like it's not an ideal thing. Your daughter gets stung by a bee, but it's the truth.
Yeah. I mean, we are not the source, we're the steward. And I find that actually like a relief. Like I actually don't need to be in charge because that's just an illusion anyway.
Yeah.
So having like these little hits of information that come through are like, oh no, this bad thing might happen, but I just got to trust it. And I'm grateful that like for the awareness of it.
That's so true. Yeah. There's a time. So I went to London with some friends and I was having a great time, and I had planned for the morning that I was going to listen to my music and go for a walk, get a coffee, just walk around London for a little bit. And I get down on the street out of the hotel, like walk for a block, go to put on my headphones. I'm like, they're in the hotel. I left these stupid headphones in the hotel, and now my whole morning's ruined. No. And now I don't know what to do, but I was like, okay, I could just bop into this little convenience store and just buy headphones. They were like $5, because I felt very, very strongly that I needed headphones. It was a key part of my morning. Okay, so I walked like to another little store, and I just couldn't stop thinking about these stupid headphones. So finally, I just bought these headphones. I didn't actually end up using them. They were just headphones that had a cord, cheapos, whatever. Then we leave London, and I'm on the airplane back home, and it's a 8-hour flight, something like that. This is a long flight. I'm on the aisle. There's an empty seat next to me, and then more seats. And I'm like, oh, is this the dream? No one's going to be sitting beside me on this long flight? Like, yes, thank you, universe. Guy walks up, and he's a larger person. He's a larger person. And he sits in the seat right beside me. I'm like, cool. The opposite of what I thought was going to happen has happened. So we'll roll with it. So he promptly falls asleep. Okay. They do the dinner service. He sleeps through it. And then he wakes up, and I've had like a glass of wine or two, so I'm feeling kind of chatty at this point. So I look over at him, and I'm like, hey, it's an 8-hour flight, and they just did the dinner. Like, do you want a snack or anything? I can go get you something. He's like, oh, that would be lovely. Thank you. And so I just start talking to this kid. He was around my age, and we started chatting about anything and everything. And it was so lovely. And then we started talking about music, and that he sings, like his mom directs a chorus. He used to play the French horn. And I start thinking about all the songs that I like that he might like. And I'm like, I just want to play you this song. And then I go, and I have a brand new pair of headphones that we can use to listen to this music. And then we plug these headphones. We each had one in our, and listened to music, trading off. He play a song, I play a song for the next 4 hours. The whole flight went by in the blink of an eye. And I was so sure that those headphones, that was the setup for that moment to be able to connect with that guy. And it was so cool. So all of these things come together when you actually just follow something that you feel so strongly, even when it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the whole day started out me being irritated that I forgot headphones that I had to buy. But it was a whole setup.
Oh, I love it. That's so true. Yeah. Just like surrender to it. And like, don't worry so much. Yeah.
Yeah. The world is fun, right? Like, we're supposed to have meaningful connections with people. We're supposed to get into situations and laugh about them afterward. It's okay. It's how we learn. You've told me many times that I'm an avid experiencer.
You are.
That is how I learn. That's how I give my light back. Is I kind of go out into the world and piddle around, do things, trial and error, figure it out.
Just piddling around.
Yeah. It's crazy. I also when I started learning about intention and how energy works of, okay, before you go into any situation, set an intention. What do you want from this? Align your energy, ask for it, okay, I think this would be good. So a couple summers ago, my brother had friends that were in town that he played baseball with. So all of our families were really close. He and his friend had arranged a dinner that was going to be like 10 people, my parents, his parents, some other family friends, at this Mexican restaurant. And I'm going into this dinner thinking, what is going to happen here? Like, these people haven't seen each other in a long time. I don't know half of them. This could be bad. This could be unpleasant. But I said, no, I'm going to set the strongest of intentions for this night that it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. I don't know how, but I just want everybody, especially me, to enjoy it. So we go and everybody's there. I'm seated across the table from some parents that I didn't know. We all just start talking, order the fishbowl margaritas, order the enchiladas. And we are genuinely enjoying each other's company, enjoying getting to know each other. And I'm like, this is cool. This is awesome. So we've been there about an hour. The food's been served. Things are kind of wrapping up. But then some guy at the restaurant comes around with a microphone and says, it's karaoke night. Do you guys want to sing? And me and the other mom that I had just met got up there and sang a duet of a country song. And I was on cloud 9. And I into that song and I was like, man, it worked. All the intentions that I had set to have a good time. And then more people at our table started singing karaoke that I didn't even know could sing. And then, you know, other people in the restaurant. And it was crazy. And it was very, very clear that I linked up with the energy that I wanted. I put myself in that vibration. And that's what matched up. I love it.
It's me. It works. It works. Go try it.
It does.
There was a time when I was just starting like my spiritual practice. At this point, I think I was only certified as like a yoga teacher and in hypnotherapy. So I was just offering, and maybe Reiki, like maybe like Reiki 2 or something. So I was just offering like hypnosis and energy sessions at this point. And I was still understanding my gifts. I didn't really believe them. I was like, oh, you say I have them, but like, I don't know. So I was in a hypnosis session and we were doing a past life regression and one of their loved ones wanted to come through. This, like the woman, my client was talking to me about this and I didn't hear it. I have my strongest gift is feeling and knowing. So like, I just suddenly like knew and felt the name of her loved one that was coming through. It was like Marianne or something. And I was like, gosh, like I'm really getting that really strong hit. So I asked her, I'm like, oh, and what's her name? And she goes, Marianne. And of course, like this was like my first, like, oh my God, I knew something about something abstract.
Very clear.
And of course I'm like delivering this slow, peaceful hypnosis session. But I think I went, like, my mouth opened wide and I had like a silent scream and had to reorient myself. And I was like kind of flustered because I was like, oh my gosh, it's real. It's real.
Your human brain still kicks in and it's like,
So like we all start somewhere and now like my gifts are pretty reliable. But that was so cool.
I had that kind of experience for one of the strongest mediumship experiences that I had. I had been out all day Saturday night having fun with my friends. I think I was celebrating a birthday. And I was at this, I think it was a karaoke bar because I love that. But I was like just on cloud 9, feeling so good. I was happy. I went up to this one guy and I was like, hey, do you want to like get out of here? And he was like, no. And I said, okay, well, I have to leave now, though, because I can't stay here. But I was in such a good mood, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go somewhere else. So I went into this other bar across the street, and I sat down beside someone else, and immediately, I think we had exchanged names, introduced ourselves, and immediately I got this feeling come over me. I think he's lost somebody. And I looked at him, and I just asked that. And he said, yeah, my best friend, my childhood best friend, my whole life. He was like a brother to me. Passed 6 weeks ago. And I just knew, that's why I was there, that I was going to channel for him. And I said, well, what was his name? And he said his name was Kyle. And I just kept hearing this name in my head, Jamie. And I asked, well, who's Jamie? And the guy was like, well, my name is James, but he always called me Jamesy.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, well, I think he's here. And I could tell there was like a heaviness and a sadness about how he passed. And it turned out he had died in a house fire that had some difficult circumstances around it. But I was able to kind of communicate that to the guy. And then I kept getting this urge to talk about tennis. And I asked, did you guys play tennis together a lot? And he was like, yeah, that was like one of our favorite things. That was one of our favorite things to do. And he also, the friend that was in spirit, also kept bringing me to like football and to try and tell him a metaphor about why this happened and why he had to pass in a sports metaphor. So I told him, I was like, like when you play football, you're the quarterback, and he went out for a pass, like a long fade route. And it was like, he just kind of said, all right, I'm gone. And he ran and he left. He just left you. But that's what he came here to do, so that you could experience the depth of grief of what it's like to lose someone like that. And before you guys came here, he agreed to do that for you. Like you guys had a beautiful bond.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
Yeah. So energy comes through at the craziest times, when you least expect it, when other people are probably least expecting it. But it's a beautiful thing. Spirituality is amazing.
It's amazing. I'm thinking back to when I was pregnant with my first daughter, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to name her. And I was discussing it with one of my spiritual teachers. I was like, there's this name it's actually from a movie that I really like, but it's not about the context of the movie. It's like in the way that it made me feel when I heard the name. And so I was like, kind of like crowdsourcing it with like my spirit guides and like my daughter's spirit, who is still up, like in spirit world. And I was like, can you ask her if she likes the name Alba? And my like spiritual mentor goes, no. And I was like, well, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm pregnant, and that pisses me off. So I was like, well, let's just ask her again. And she was like, okay, say it out loud. She wants to hear it out loud. And I said it in like the way that it made me feel when I envisioned like my first daughter. And then she was like, it's a yes.
Wow.
And like, that's really cool. So
yeah,
I like
energetics.
So this was like right before COVID had broken out, and I was at the very end of my pregnancy. And we're still like not 100% sure on the name Alba. So we go to a Barnes and Noble, me and my ex-husband, and we sit down, and they have this huge book of names. The book is like 6 inches thick. And I was like, well, we'll just start somewhere at the beginning. Yeah. So I open up to like a random page at the beginning in the A's, and I lift up my thumb, and it's on the name Alba. I was like, closing it.
Yep, that's your name.
We're done. We could go.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing how all that stuff is working, and how the spirit world, the energy up there, moves mountains, literally.
Yeah.
To manipulate the things in our physical world to communicate with us.
Yeah.
And we get so much communication all the time. And sometimes it just goes right over the top of our heads if we are not clear, attuned, aware of our own energy and all the signs. One way that I love seeing signs is animals. Animals. I woke up one morning. So there's 2 hawks that live in my backyard. And I will see them sometimes on the power lines, sometimes just kind of like flying over. I woke up one morning and those jokers were on my back porch. Wow. 10 feet away from my house. And it was actually, pretty sure it was the morning that I had a session with you, or like the day before. Yeah. And I jumped on that Zoom screaming, my hawks! What does it mean?
You had like little little season of animals there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, I think like 3 weeks after that, came home and there was a black snake making its way around my door frame of my front door of my house.
Yeah.
That was a startling one. I did a little silent scream myself. But then I took a picture of it and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is energy here for me. I get deer visiting me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crickets in my house. I just say hi.
Yeah. And like, how do you distinguish if it's like a spiritual one or just a random one?
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah.
there's no such thing as coincidences, for starters. And two, if it feels special, if the thought comes in your mind that might be special, it is.
Yes.
Like, that's how to start getting used to it.
Yeah.
I love the animal thing. When I first started the first version of my business, like way when I was just doing kind of like hypnosis and energy work, my business name was
Hummingbird Holistic.
oh my gosh, wait. I love that. Yeah, it was Hummingbird Holistic. And that was like my first time buying a domain, and I had to like call the lady, and she was a spiritual worker, and that was like, that's cool, that's an alignment.
Yeah.
And so like as I was in the I think it was the day that I bought the domain name, I was outside and a hummingbird like flew right in front of me for a while. Because I had then decided that hummingbirds were like a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I love hummingbirds now.
Yeah.
And one came. And like that was a sign.
When it's so clear like that, it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it happens. And when we get confused, it's because we start overthinking it and we let a little bit of doubt creep in. It's easy to do because some of these things are like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way that I'll put the picture in the show notes, but
Yeah.
there was 2 hawks on my back porch.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Visitors.
Crazy. That happened to me the other day before we had a call about what are we going to talk about on this podcast.
Yeah.
I went on a walk and there was a little like sparrow type bird on the sidewalk. And it kind of scared me because, normally a bird sees you and it flies away immediately. And I about stepped on this guy. And I was like, oh, hi. You're here for me. What do you need? What do you want? And then in my mind, I was like, well, what if it's injured? Maybe I think it's just injured. This is crazy. So I took like 3 or 4 steps and it flew and just landed in the grass beside me and stayed there. I was like, okay, you're not injured. Got it. It really is for me. Like, this is a sign from the universe that good stuff is about to happen. Taking off.
I was in Aspen a little over a year ago with my partner, and we were like walking down the road, and there was this bird that I swear was flying like next to us. Like at the pace that we were walking, it went to one tree and then it went to another, and I was like, do you see this bird?
Yeah.
And it like it was like a long road.
Yeah.
And I swear it was like looking at us. We would walk, it would fly to the next tree. Like 15 trees. And I was like, let's follow it. It wants us to follow it. And it stops and then flies away in front of a real estate building. And I was like, we're buying a place in Aspen. We are about to come on like an abundance of finances because it is so expensive there. I love this.
Yay.
And then right above it was like a little psychic shop. And so we ended up going up there and having like a cool experience.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the real estate.
Not yet. Who knows?
I know. Yeah. Right.
I think that was very cool for me to understand how that can work, like with the animals energetically.
Yeah.
Because humans, we have so much going on. We have free will. We have all these thoughts. And animals, they're embodying spirits physically, but they don't really like backtalk when they're told to do something, right?
Yeah. Animals are gifts for us.
And they just freely do it. So energy from above, it's a lot easier for them to give animals direction. The animals just follow kind of without asking questions. That then shows up in our reality with messages for us. I think that's how my understanding of it is how it works is they are servants of messages, and it is so cool because we can do it too. As humans, we can be of service if we follow things that we don't always understand. But there's a lot of times where we don't do it because we're like, that's stupid.
We're stupid sometimes.
Yeah. But when
Yeah.
you get a feeling that is so strong, especially, I actually like it when I don't know why I'm supposed to do this. That is almost a clue to me more now that I understand it. That it's especially important to do it.
Yeah.
When it's that strong and that weird,
Yeah.
just do it.
Most of life. That's most of life. That's trust. That means like mini applause. Like you were able to trust that much.
You will understand why, but it might not be right now. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be a year from now. I recorded that little hymn in 2013.
Now it's on a podcast.
And
baby.
here we are. Right.
Yeah.
You never know.
Might go viral. Voice of an angel. Where has she been?
I don't know.
What's been really cool for me is like as I've developed my own spirituality and gifts, obviously like I cannot be in like a romantic relationship without spewing spiritual stuff everywhere, but we uncover like their spiritual gifts and my children's spiritual gifts. And we like determine the spiritual age of each family member. Like my children are spiritually older than I am, and I am spiritually older than my parents.
Yeah.
And like that's a concept to like take in for a minute. But both of my children have gifts. My daughter Alba, she's only 5. She's a woman of the people. She is like a little healer. Everywhere we go, she has this gift for finding crystals.
Ooh.
Like everywhere we go, she'll like reach down and be like, "Look what I found! It's quartz." I'm like, "What? We're in the middle of nowhere."
Yeah.
And Rue, she just turned 4. She can very clearly see people who have passed over, and one of the ways that we're like developing this within her is my partner lost his dog that was living with us for like a brief period of time.
Yeah.
And Rue her name was Gutsy, the dog. Okay. And so Rue sees Gutsy like around. Oh. And I don't have that gift. Right. Like not nearly as strong as Rue does already.
Wow.
And so Rue will be like, Gutsy's here. And so to foster it, I'm like, where is she?
Yeah.
I believe you. What is she doing?
Validate. Tell me more.
And sometimes I'll ask her, I'll be like, is Gutsy here? And she'll be like, no. I'm like, okay.
That's so cool. Go Rue, really go cool. Alba.
Isn't that so fun?
Oh, I love it. So what is spiritual age?
Spiritual age is essentially how many lives you've lived. Okay. And like kind of like how spiritually mature you are. Like how many lessons have you learned? Mm-hmm. Do you carry more wisdom than the newer souls?
So that term old soul kind of hints at your spiritual age. Like you've got... Because I always used to feel like that. High school, I just knew this is not my time. This is just something I'm going through as a human. But the real juice of life is going to come when I'm older. So far, it's been right. But yeah, spiritual age is a really cool concept too. Because there's a book that I read that talks about like different stages, and each stage has different specific lessons that you work on. Until you pass those lessons, you can't get to the next stage. But you need these lessons for the next stage. Yeah. So all of it builds so that you have the skills to tackle some of these older soul lessons. And all of it is still a blessing to be here and experience. Even the worst of the worst, grief, loss, pain, suffering is part of the human experience.
Yeah, it's all on purpose. And the quicker you can figure out, like, hold on, before I dive back into my like human misery, let me just like be spiritual for a second and ask, what is the lesson here? So I can at least have that in my pocket, because it will propel you forward. Yeah. Faster.
You are not meant to suffer through all of the lessons. Your life is not supposed to be pain and heartache and brokenness, but you are supposed to go through things and expand and learn, and your energy shifts and change and grows with all the experiences that you have. You open up your heart, you open up your channel connection with the universe and God, and that, I think, is the point.
The analogy that this reminds me of that I was talking about a few weeks ago is each and every difficult thing that you've been through are like rocks within your orbit. They're little pieces of gold, really, that you've earned. Each hard thing you've been through The top is a rock, the bottom is gold. And when you flip over the rock, there's your wisdom, and you've earned that.
Yeah.
And it is like, it has been customized for you, and no one can ever take that from you.
Yeah.
But you can't access the wisdom unless you alchemize and process the difficulty.
Yeah.
So I think there are a lot of people out there who are like sitting on rocks, throwing rocks. But really, you're sitting on a pile of gold.
Yeah.
If you would just get the support that you need to like alchemize them, you would walk out like,
Give me more
a completely
rocks
different person,
to turn it into gold.
and lighter, and you'd realize like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I've now accessed like all of me that I'm supposed to. Because if you keep sitting on them, like you're meant to be, your energy's larger than you have the wisdom to fill. So you just feel like my life doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't feel right.
Yeah. I got the image of a diamond that has to get polished. You have to chip away the painful layers, but there's something so beautiful inside that's waiting for discovery.
Yeah.
I also had this other image come to me of like if you took a mason jar, put sand in half of it, and then filled the rest with water, and then shook it all up. The sand mixes in with the water, right? And the sand is the hard stuff. The sand is the heavy stuff. And you are the water, right? But if you get all this stuff mixed up, it gets kind of confusing. Like, are you this cloudy, gunky water? But if you let it sit there and let stuff filter out, then the sand sinks to the bottom. And then you're left with just like the purity that you are. And life sometimes kind of stirs up all this stuff, but we always have the ability to let it filter down and settle. So many beautiful ways to look at things.
Yeah.
Life, all of it.
It's the same like if you're that jar of water and you fill it with a bunch of food and a bunch of crap, it's going to be a lot harder to be clear.
Yeah.
Your body's like, I am so busy trying to process all of this crap music and crap food and crap thoughts.
Yeah.
We cannot entertain you trying to be spiritual. Like, please get it together.
Yeah. Because every moment you are being fed information that will be helpful to you, to help you like navigate life, to help you be a human. It's never silent.
Yeah.
The troublesome thing is when you can't really hear it because you got other noise going on in your vibration for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But it is always possible to reset. And sometimes they'll get real loud when you need it the most. They'll figure out how to get the message to you.
Yeah. If you feel like you're on a hamster wheel,
Oh gosh.
that's the sign.
That's so true.
I guess like some of like the major points here is that we are strong and we are light warriors.
Yeah.
All of us.
All of us.
Don't let anything or anyone feel like you are defeated already. That's not a mindset to be in.
No. That's not why you're here.
If you're struggling, you're probably upgrading.
Oh.
You got to trust the process.
One of my favorite mental shifts is when I get sick, when I have a cold. I'm just shedding.
You're
I'm
purging.
upgrading
Yeah.
old energy that was physically in my cells. It's getting out of me because I have created new that wants to come in. And we live in a physical world, so sometimes this stuff has to happen.
Yeah.
Every time I blow my nose, out with the old.
I know, right? That would accelerate the healing process if you were to be intentional about every nose blow. I think we've talked about that actually, because it works in where if you experience like a big shift in your life where you're stepping into kind of a new frequency, your body does have to shed the older frequency. And one of actually the most effective ways to do that is by getting sick.
Yeah.
And so it's not always a bummer. Sometimes it's like, okay,
Yeah.
yet you are shedding the old energy.
Very so true.
You are a person with a visa from heaven, and you are not supposed to adopt the desires or the ambition or goals of the people's land you are visiting.
Interesting.
When I heard that from my spiritual teacher, like I really liked that.
Yeah.
Because that's right. It like reorients my purpose. It's like, oh, that's right. Like I'm not meant to be here and necessarily do all of those things. I'm meant to be here and be me and try to remember that I have a very specific, special reason for being here. And anytime I stray from that, I've lost it.
Heaven is your home base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
if you're listening, just know that you were created in absolute love and in majesty and in perfection. And you were never, ever meant to question your worth. And no matter how you're doing a great job.
Yeah. You are figuring it out. We're all human. We're all doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
There's people out there to help and talk you through it if you get it stuck in a rut.
Yeah. Like us. Like, this is supposed to be about the realness, and you don't get penalized for being human.
No.
It's part of the contract. It's part of what we sign up for. You can always ask for forgiveness and keep going. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining me.
Oh, it's been the best.
Thank you for everyone who's been listening. Reach out to us.
Yeah, we're here. We want to talk. We want to chat. We want to hear from you.
This has been really special to go through the season together.
Yes, same. All right. Well, till we do it again.
So we do it again. Cheers.